Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing Leetcode problem 541, reverse string 2 in JavaScript. It's considered an easy problem. This is given a string s and an integer k. Reverse the first k characters for every 2k characters counting from the start of the string. If there are fewer than k characters less, reverse all of them. If there are less than 2k but greater than or equal to k characters, then reverse the first k characters and leave the other as original. Okay, what does this mean? So I'm going to go ahead and do something here. Let's see. Okay, that's enough. This will help explain. So basically what it's saying is for whatever number is given, so let's say we have 2. Okay, we start from the beginning of the string, and then we reverse the first 2 characters. Then we skip the next 2 characters, then we reverse the next 2 characters. Then we skip the next 2 characters, and then we I screwed that up. We skip the next 2 characters, then we reverse the next 2 characters, and then we skip the next 2 characters, and then we reverse the next 2 characters, and then we skip the next 2, but there's only 1, so we just leave it in place, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to do that again with, I should have put spaces between these, it'd be easier to see, right? Hopefully that explained it. I'm going to do it one more time, put some spaces in here, and then I'm going to change the number up. So let's change the number to 3. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here is we're going to reverse the first 3 characters, then leave the next 3 in place, then reverse the next 3 characters, leave the next 3 in place, and then reverse the next 3 characters. I'll do it one more time with a 4. I should have wrote 3 there, but whatever. So I'll do it with a 4, and hopefully this will make what we're trying to do very obvious, because that description, I don't know about you, but I found it very confusing to understand. So reverse the first 4, then we just return, I should be saying we return the next 4 as is. Reverse the next 4, and then return the next 4 as is. There's only 3, so we just return the next 3 like that. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Let's write the, well, first let's discuss a little bit how we're going to do this. Well, we're going to create, I'll just move over to CodePen and we'll discuss it over there. Grab these. Let's create our variables. Okay. Let's create our function. Oops. I want to leave this here. That'll be helpful. Okay. Create our function. Call it func. Doesn't matter what you call it. Right now, let's just return s. And we've got to log into the console. Now we should see s. And we do. Good. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable called result. That's an empty array. At the end of the day, that's what we're going to return. We're going to do something when we return it to, but we'll get to that later. We just want to see result for now. Okay. So now what we can do is we can loop through s. And within our loop, we're going to create a array variable that we're going to call storage. And so what we're going to do is we're going to push whatever the number of k characters into storage, right? And then the first time we do that, we push storage into results, but we reverse it, right? Next time we do it, so we're looping through S, right? We're gonna, first time we get there, we're gonna take A and B, we're gonna reverse that, we're gonna push it into our storage array, and then we're gonna push our storage array into results. After we do that, we're gonna empty our storage array. Next time around, we're gonna grab C and D, push that into storage, and not reverse it, and then push it into results. Then the next time around, we're going to grab E and F, push that into storage, and reverse it, and push it in results. And then last time, we're just going to grab G, push it into storage, and push that into results and not reverse it. So basically, we're looping through the array. We're saying, well, whatever number is here, we're going to take that number of characters, push it into the storage array, and then every other time we reverse it, right? And that will give you this result. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit different. I think this might be the first time I've ever done this, to be honest with you, but let's comment this out. We're going to create a for loop. Let I, oops, 0, I is less than s.length. All the normal stuff, right? But now we're not gonna increment it here. That's a little odd, I know. But check this out, it'll work. So what we're gonna do, like I said, we're gonna create the storage array in which we're pushing k number of letters into storage every time. So we just make that an empty array. And then here, we'll create a while loop. Oops, sorry. Create a while loop. The exit condition is going to be if storage dot length is less than k, right? So we're going to be pushing into storage within this while loop. Once it gets the length of k, then we no longer execute this while loop, right? So then in here, we simply can just push S and I, right, into storage. And then here is where we're going to increment I. Okay? And that looks a little strange. But what this is going to allow us to do is this is controlling when it increments, right? So we go to our for loop. Storage at this point is an empty array. Oh, let me finish this off. And I'm just going to do it like this for now. So we're going to push storage into result, and then we're going to say, I'm not going to worry about that yet, and then we're going to empty storage. Okay, so now what we should see is we should see a 2D array with every 2 elements being in an array in results, right? And we do. Don't worry about that undefined. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. And we're getting that undefined because there's an odd number of letters, right? So once it gets to G, it wants to find another letter. It doesn't. So there's nothing there. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are looping through S. Storage is empty when we start the loop. And then we say while storage is less than K, which is 2, we push in the letter. So first iteration, we push in A. Then we increment I here. Now, because storage has only got a length of 1 at this point, it's just an A in there. We execute the while loop again, right? And then we push in B because we incremented I, right? At this point, storage is going to have A and B. We increment I, the while loop doesn't increment again. So then we push into result storage, and so we have an A and a B. Then we clear storage so that this while loop will execute again, right? On the next iteration of the for loop. So if I were to put a 3 in here, we should see A, B, C, D, F, and then G by itself. Yep, or with undefined, excuse me. That's all there is to it. Except for the second important thing, we need to find a way to reverse every other array. So this needs to be reversed, and this needs to be reversed, right? So what we can do is we're just going to create a variable called count. So let count equal 1. And then here, what we're going to say is if count modulus 2 does not equal 0. So what does this mean? This means if whatever count is at the first time around, it's going to be 1. If that divided by 2 does not have a remainder of 0, right? So basically, it's an odd number, right? So if it's going to be an even number, it's going to have count divided by 2 is going to have no remainder, right? So the remainder will be 0, right? So this is determining whether the number is even or odd. Right now it's odd. So anytime count is an odd number, let me grab this actually, because this is what we're doing. We're going to push into storage. I'm sorry, we're going to push storage into result, but if count is an odd number, we're going to reverse it. And if it's an even number, we just push it in as is. Cool. So now we're getting what we want, right? Oh, no we're not. Oh, I know what I did. And then, after that, we increment count. Cool. So, first iteration of the for loop, we're pushing count is 1, so we push in storage into result, but we reverse it. Next iteration, because we incremented count, count is going to be 2, so we push it in as is. Next iteration, count is going to be 3, so we reverse that one, right? Hopefully that makes sense. What else do we need to do here? Yeah, so we're pretty much there. All we need to do is, as opposed to returning result, we're going to flatten the array. So now it's no longer a 2D array, it's just a normal array. And then we join it. And you notice when we join it, that undefined is going to disappear. It's not going to be a problem. Cool. All right, so let's grab all this. Let's move on over to Leetcode. Let's see if it works. I'm going to get rid of all this garbage here. Let's run it. Submit it. All right, we did it. It's slow, but it works. Let me try one more time just to make sure it's not my internet connection. Nope, that's really slow. Well, maybe I'll refactor this, find another way to do this, and make another video on this in the future, but it does work. Well, hopefully you found this video enjoyable and helpful. If you did, please like it. It helps my channel grow. If you'd like to see more like these, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.